All right. So we have film studies for specifically designed for Gokul. Gokul will be taking a look at 3 rounds: one round with Seth, one round with Wild Bill, and one round with Ryan. So each of these guys bring different things. So we'll get different looks at what you do. I'm going to go in order of how the rounds went. So we'll start with Seth. And you'll see too, as fatigue sets in, certain things that pop up. So we shall take a look. The first one we will go to is let's get with Seth. I'm going to turn down the volume. All right. So for round one, so for those watching, we have Gokul here in the white headgear, white gloves. Seth will be blue gloves and black headgear. All right, let's get the party started. So I like this. What's it? So, two things. One, I liked what was interesting is Seth came out southpaw, which I thought was very interesting, and this is great. What I love about a jab to the belly is it usually breaks someone's base. Base being their stance, it causes people to kind of like it collapses their stance or disrupts their stance, changes their stance. It breaks their base. So I really like a good jab to the belly. What I particularly like, I give this a B plus. What I love about this is that the form is great. The head, look at that, staying behind the toes, Gogol. That is absolutely brilliant. My little pet peeve, hand goes down here. We all do that. So not saying it's right. I'm saying we all do it. It is what it is. But you could see how, Seth could come within with a sweeping left hook to the head. But either way, I think this is fine. I think that is a very good opening stanza. Here's what I don't like. That should not be a thing, although you do look like a bunny rabbit, and I do like bunny rabbits. But let's start this all over again. Good job. Also, what I like too is watch Gokul's jabs. Gokul, this is a good round so far for you. Watch Gokul's jabs, boom. And now, look how he controls that lead hand. I mean, I think that is a real good use of the lead hand, of the jab. He has high hand position. He's not looking to fight. He's looking the box, and he's looking for control, and he's probing. Just very good. Right there, control. Controls that lead hand where Seth's not able to get a jab off, even if Seth wanted to get the jab going. The only thing, Gokul, you bring it back a little bit low. So let's watch how you bring it back. See how it's low? See how it's low? So that's the only danger part, especially with Seth being the taller boxer, bringing that back low, it's a dangerous proposition. But again, I like the effort. I like what you're doing. Good. Now let's back up because Seth, see how that lead hand sort of swiped as opposed to, I think I know what you were trying to do. See how it just swipes, and we don't want to swipe at the hands, and the hands super low. The good thing is, Seth, it was higher than Gokul's hand, so you do get credit for that. Nice job. Let's see, how did Gokul just landed some nice punches there. So I'll see that again. Just that nice, it looks a bit, I got to slow that down, because it does look a bit like the lead hand sticks, and I like that. I like when the lead hand sticks. So if we watch that beautiful work with that jab, and watch the jab sort of, so we're backing up, jab comes out, nice little block, great job with that cross, Again, not huge with this. Now, what I love too about this is we always say fighting for that outside foot position. Seth won the outside foot position battle, but I always say too, and I always feel funny about saying it, you don't have to have this position. It is the preferred position, absolutely. But Gokul doesn't need it here, and Gokul does some good work here and puts himself in a better position. This a referee will call you on Gokul because you're like just bent over looking at the ground and you're not keeping your head up, and refs don't like that. But watch this foot position. So pay attention to the feet. Don't look anywhere else for the moment. I know it's going to be hard. Let's just for this. Let's just watch the feet. I love that. So Southpaw Orthodox, that's going to happen. And good job on Seth to claim that outside foot position. But what I like about it is allows Gokul to get in a good pivot with that lead foot. All right. So I like that foot position. Boom. Boom. Beautiful job with that cross. Now look, see here, Gokul? The shoulder's down and the chin is up. Not thrilled about the straight leg. I get it. The shoulder's down. We're going to roll this. This is a perfect path to hit. So, you don't, if that were a different, if this, I think you know what I'm trying to say. If this punch was coming in differently, that would have been it. That would have been your chin. And good job getting right back. And look at that hand. Look at that lead hand. Beautiful job. Let's see that again. Watch the lead hand. So the lead hand, it went away quickly. I think you could have, again, I just like that. It was a good job. Now, look at here's a terrible position. You got wild. What happens is, I think this is an issue with you as well. You get greedy and you get lustful with the punches. Like you just want to start throwing punches. And what happened with that? You threw a wild punch and then you paid for it and then you're in a bad position. Whoa, there's that wild punch, and now you're in a bad position. And if Seth were more aggressive or more punch happy, you would have paid dearly for just being in that position and being in that bad and that wild punch. And I don't mind that position. So you do that a lot. You get into a deep right side bend here. You like to be here a lot. And you're bringing your feet together. By the way, that's not bad that you like to be here a lot, but I know that. And that means film study on you will be if someone watches two of your fights, they'll go, "Oh, he loves that lean to the right. Let's use that." So you just want to be careful about what your constant position is, because you just do it a lot. It's a very Gokul thing. Everyone's got their thing, and I don't mind that. I don't like the feet coming together, and I don't like what just happened there with that crossover. And that's the thing, Gokul, too. That's the other thing. As I get frustrated, because we've talked about this before, the footwork's just, it's bad footwork. Touching, crossing over. You got into trouble with bad feet over there. You get into trouble with bad footwork. That's good footwork. Good job, Seth. Nice jab. And again, great work downstairs, Gokul. Just smart work. Good disengagement. So again, I like that with the 3 second rule. Like in basketball, if you're in the key, if you're in the paint, you can't hang out in the paint more than 3 seconds. Ref blows a whistle, it's a turnover. So what I like too, you guys are in that 50-50. Nothing good is happening. Nothing. It's just disengage. Get out. 3 second rule. And Seth, you're doing a little crossover as well. And Seth, let's watch your feet there because you fell into punches. Right there. And what's happening here? So you guys, it's Gokul does this, and Seth, you're doing it. You're chasing with punches. Not that you're chasing your opponent, but you're chasing with punches. You're just punching in a chase. It's and you fall into punches, and we don't want to fall into punches. And what happens, I think, as a cue, if you're ever thinking, Jesus, I'm off balance, or I'm falling, or you know when you feel the bad footwork, it's probably because you're chasing with punches, and you're just throwing punches, falling into punches. It's a nice one too. Right there. That's a thing of beauty. Let's see that again. Boom. Great job. So what I loved here, Seth missed the jab. I love that. That's just a great, whoa, misses the jab. And it's like, okay, I'll wrap him up. I missed the jab. I'm not going to give this man a chance to counter. I'm going to wrap him up. I love that. Good for you. Boom. Yep, wrap him up. Good. We'll hang out here for a minute. And I think too, so both you boys are getting tired, and this is when mistakes will happen. This is when bad form starts to happen. See, in Gokul, again, it's not bad when you hang out down there. It's not bad. I don't know. We'll just put that somewhere. It's not bad, but it's often. It's not bad. And you can see, so what we're doing here, very nice, I like that. What we're starting to do, boys, is we're starting to push our punches. I get you're tired, but the punches are starting to get sloppy and pushy. Good disengagement. And Gokul, watch how you bring the. Okay. Let's back up a bit. I want you to watch how you bring that jab back low. And this is the time it's dangerous to bring that jab back low. So you're bringing the jab back low, and that's no bueno. All right, next we've got Gokul and Wild Bill. So again, Gokul, white headgear, white gloves. You got Wild Bill, white gloves, black headgear. Let's get to it. Nice feint. That was nice. Right out of the gate, a nice little feint by Bill. And watch the reaction he gets. So let's unpack that for a second. So there's a feint, and what happened? Gokul disengages, intelligently so, disengages, and starts to move to his right. Great. Bill gets a moment to sort of relax, see, think, decide, and move. It is not a lot of time, but it's a lot of time. Let's just watch that again. Feint. Disengagement. Look at all this space. All right, I'm 11 seconds. I was going to time it. That's 11 seconds. So hold on 1 second. I'm doing math. Give me 1 sec. What is the percentage of 11 seconds in a 2-minute round. $11 makes up 9.17% of a 2-minute round. So we'll round it down. 9% of the round. So let's say in this round, Bill does that. Again, I'm probably going to embarrass myself with math here. If Bill does that 3 times, if he's able to do that, get that reaction 3 times, that's 27 seconds. Right? Yeah. No. Hold on. I got to do math again. 9 plus, no. 9 times 3. Yes. All right. So he does that 3 times. That's 27 seconds. That's almost a quarter of the round. I think that's significant. All right. Anyway, sorry about my whole math thing. All right. Let's go back. It's that feint bought a shit ton of time. There's the feint. There's the disengagement, smart disengagement, and Bill gets to chill. And a punch doesn't get thrown until 11 seconds. And Bill throws the punch. Oh, Gokul, good job. You can see Gokul left that. I love that. Just because you missed doesn't mean you got to bring that hand right back. If you can get control, get control. Nice. And Bill, nice job. Good job. By the way, just so everybody knows too, we're doing these rounds at the end of an hour of sparring. So everybody, I'm like, why does Bill look tired? Because Bill's tired because we just did an hour's worth of work. All right, sorry. And Gokul, I like the jabs to the belly. I just dig it. But you can see, Gokul, there's a slight turn away. I can't put my finger on it exactly. When you do that crouch to the right, sometimes it's excellent, sometimes it's good, and sometimes it looks like a turn away. And I can't put my finger on exactly, like, I can't get the good read. I just can't get a good sort of analysis on it, which, by the way, might not be a bad thing. I like this position for you. I like that position for you a lot, especially with someone taller. Nice high horns. I like there's a lot of time getting eaten off the clock. I dig it. Again, that sweep. This is great, by the way. But again, a referee might say keep your head up. But it's that sweeping right hand. I don't know that you ever landed. I can't remember in the last round if you landed it or not. But you throw it often. I like that you keep going to that high horns, which is different than what you did with Seth. Bill walks that crossover, the feet are touching. Boo. Bill attempting at a little snake charmer. And Bill, you could see how you're leaving that hand low. And Gokul, so with him leaving that hand low, and you can see that he's tired, and I know that you're tired, but it could be a good idea to start either peppering, like just light probes low, so that it will open this up even more. And what's going on with your feet? Not bad, not bad. Good stand. Nice. Bill catches it. Standing in the 50-50. Good job. Good job tie up. So Gokul's got momentum. Let's watch that again. That was an excellent time for a timeout. So we're in the 50-50. We're slugging it out. It's like, okay, Gokul's got momentum. You could feel that momentum shift. You could feel that Gokul's got momentum. So let's back up even a little bit more. So here we are. Let's feel that momentum shift. Gokul's throwing some punches. See who's going forward and who's going back. That's momentum. Not just the literal sense of the word and the movement of momentum, but the psychological momentum as well. So Gokul's got momentum here. And Bill does the right thing. He's like, you know what? Fuck that. And he ties him up. And the referee will break him up. And the referee will say, hey, there's no grabbing. Bill will go, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. By the way, that's a lovely tie. Or whatever happens. But the main thing is tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Bill gets time to catch his breath. Bill gets time to ice the kicker. He gets to have that momentum moment die. Can Gokul get that momentum going again? Or is Gokul realizing, I'm fucking tired? And there's that sweeping right hand. Let's see, did that land? Because that thing's just a sweeping whoom. Landed. Landed and sent a message. So, while I'd like to shit all over it, I can't. I don't like it, but it works. Yeah. You know what, Gokul? Yeah, you keep on keeping on. Ooh, and Gokul, nice height change. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. Height change, height change. That was very good. Let's check that out. Height change, height change, height change. Interesting. That's very good. Height change, height change. It's really good. We've done drills before. There's for those of you that know a professional fighter, Inoue, and I forget what fight it is. I apologize, but he does this in most of his fights too. He's got these great. There's one fight it was specifically Coach Barry Robinson talked about it. It just always has stuck with me. There were 47 seconds of just brilliant work, height changes, this, that, the other thing. It was just brilliant work. I know. Oh, I do believe it's in one of. If you go look at the YouTube page, it might be somewhere in there where we talk about it. If I think about it, I'll throw a link in the description. But let's just go back. And nice job. Again, great work going to the belly. And that's the round. Good work. Doctor Doom original scene. Oh, it's fantastic. Okay, never mind. I didn't like that 2015 film. They never make a good Fantastic Four movie. All right, next. Bat and cleanup. Ryan. So we got Ryan over here. Red gloves, black headgear, red shoes, Gokul, white and white. All right, boys. Let's see what's what. Oh, good. Ryan's touching his feet right out of the gate. Let's watch that again, Ryan. La, touch your feet. Touch the feet, touch the feet. Excellent use of that lead hand. Let's watch that again. Watch Gokul's lead hand. Great job. Great job. Bought yourself a little time. Nice job. Happened there. I think Ryan got in a sneaky little hook. That was real nice, Ryan. Let's see that again. Gokul did the right thing. Gokul, you're right on. Your selection, your punch choice, you're a little overextended on that too. Just a little bit. But your punch selection choices are good. Ryan just with that little sneaky three. I got to slow this down. That's it's just really good. A little overextended. You can see that back foot's coming up. That's wicked overextended. Ryan, I see that left hand from Ryan. Great guard position with a nice, smart, beautifully executed two. Well done. Gokul got off that center line. Let's watch that again. So before we go, I like this. What I'm looking at here is Gokul here is on the center line. And all of a sudden, Gokul's over here. So let's just watch that. I'm going to rewind this again so we can see the other things, but I just want us to pay attention to how does Gokul get off that center line the way he does. Nice. I took it. Okay. Just a small little step and a little bit of a pivot. Small step and a little bit of a pivot. All right. So let's see what Ryan does here. We've got there's the two. It's just good. One more time. What's going on with that lead hand? Good job with that lead hand. Then we come in. And I like that. You watch that jab again. It's almost like a feint. It's not even. I like that. The jab, sir, like just a nice little probe to set up the two. Nice job cutting things off, Rye. There's that little boom. Good. It just excellent selection, bad execution on with that too. Really nice job, Rye. That's just creative because it's not necessarily a check hook and it's not necessarily an outside forearm block, but it's a very good. It's just very good. Just creative. Nice job with that right hand. Let's do that again. Right hand. Boom. Nice stance switch. Nice right hand. Really good technique. This is an issue. You got to have, so you know how if we were going backwards, we would have something in between. Same with going forward. If you got to have something in between you and him, or else you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position because the legs are here. It's very very vulnerable. But look, I got to see that again. I really like the execution of that cross. Just really great execution. It was a good stance switch. Just a good idea. Nice little Michelle Egan moment. Ooh, cutting him off. Switching back, nice. And you're Ryan. What I like here, I don't know that it's necessarily needed here, but this is something I want us to pay attention to. Ryan is creating space. So we occupy space and we need to create space at times. I don't think this is necessarily a time that you need to create space, but what I dig is you created a ton of it. So here we are. I'm not going to comment on this, but I'll point it out. But I won't comment on it because I don't want to be all that shitty. So here we are in a 50-50. Here we are. Gokul moves. Now, here, Ryan creates space. So let's say, for whatever reason, let's say in the scenario that Gokul's super aggressive and fast and and Ryan needs to create that space. It's just very right there. He created space. I think he went from southpaw to or just made himself long. Yeah, went from southpaw to orthodox. That just made himself long. Created a ton of space. That's a ton of space you created. Right there. Look at all the space between them. Tons of time now. Ryan could do whatever he wants. He could see, think, decide. He can have a conversation with Bill. He's got all sorts of space, which gives him all sorts of time, which eats up the clock. We will ignore that Antoine's not even paying attention to all the great work that's going on, but I will point that out. Antoine. Nice. So was that looping right hand? Don't ask Antoine because he won't know. Let's see. Yeah, there's that fucking looping right hand. All right, so it worked with Bill. Did not work with Ryan in this moment. Whoosh. And Ryan, you again, I like this moment. You have the right idea with that lead hand, but what's happening is it's too stiff. It's just too stiff. Watch. See how it's stiff? It's got to be more fluid. But you always have the right idea with that lead hand. Nice little sneaky little punch. We're tied up. Blip. I want to see that again. Oh my God! Antoine looked up from his phone to see. We look a little off balance here, Gokul. And Gokul, I like that attempt too to push his head down. He gets low, and I like the attempt at pushing his head down. So I totally get what you were doing there, and I agree with it. And I like Ryan. I like that little clippy, just great job, just getting that little boom right there. And good. That's a difficult transition. Like as you can see, that's a very difficult transition, Ryan. You did well. It's just hard to not fall backwards. That's what we want to be careful of. So here we are. We're going backwards. Nice. Nice feint. Nice feint there. And so I like the attempt here, Rye, about bringing the hands up, giving a different look. Good guard. Right there, making yourself a big. I just, if you had brought them up and left them up a little bit, it gives that, when you fight a bear, look big. And, I think at a certain distance, I think that's a very smart thing to do. And I think it can buy you a moment. I think you're a little close to be doing it here, but again, I like the effort and I like the attempt. Good job. Nice switch with a punch. A great disengagement. So here we are. We're in a 50-50 kind of work. Gokul's like, fuck, I just got hit. It's like, you know what? I'm all right. And great. And he got to sort of recollect. Let's go back a little. Let's go here. Got a lot of action. Little disengagement. Little bit of an again, and you could see Ryan's got the rocking. Like there's a little bit of momentum happening, or the budding of a momentum shift. You could sense it here a little bit, and I like Gokul's like, yep, that's okay. And then Ryan comes forward, and Gokul had time to see Ryan coming and was able to throw some punches. Saw him coming. And Gokul, you could see how that right hand keeps falling. There's that. Let's watch that looping right hand again, shall we? It's times like those. That's where when it doesn't work. So I don't know, Gokul. I don't know about that. There are times it works, times it doesn't. Um, I guess stick with it. Keep working at it because it can be effective. And it's one of those things I can't put my finger on. But I think you should still keep working on it. Nice jab to the belly. Now, watch those jabs. They come back wicked low. Boom. Look at that. That came back to here. Watch the jab. That one while you're low. Anyway, boom. Boom. Low, low, low. Low, low. And Ryan could have clocked you with that last right hand. So all in all, good. It's good way. Just sorry, I'm a little tongue tied. I liked what I saw. I like the effort. I like it's that overhand right, that looping right hand is something to keep working on. And I think there was a lot of good things in this video, especially in that last round. The thing that really there are two things that stick out to me that I got to pay more attention to. One is Antoine not paying attention to class. Antoine, I got my eye on you. The other is I really like Ryan's moment of creating space, I thought was really, really good. And I'd like to see us doing more creating space. I loved the disengagements that I saw. Gokul, especially you, when like you would sense some sort of momentum shift, and it was just like, no, I'm just going to go over here. And when you would do it, just gave you time to just see someone coming at you. And I think that creating the space, the disengagements, I think were very, very well done. All right. If anyone wants a film study made for them, let me know. We can do a film study of shadow boxing, bag work, partner work, sparring, any fights. Just let me know. You can check out the website, luckypunchboxing.com. There's some information about how to get that done. I'm Todd Paris of Lucky Punch Boxing, and thanks for watching.